Hi, Natalie Burrows, editor at EBNet. Let's start this week's weekly scoop with the good news coming out of the Monetary Policy Committee of the South African Reserve Bank yesterday of a 25 basis point reduction in interest rates. So this leaves our repo rate at 7%, and good news for consumers like myself who do have some debt outstanding, and I'm looking forward to some welcome relief on my repayments effective today, the 1st of August. So some positive news coming out of the SARB. Other interesting news when it comes to the economics and compliance of the country was an article we published from Rely Comply, which discusses the possibility of South Africa exiting the Financial Action Task Force's grey list after their on-site visit in October. This again, Bradley Elliott, the author, does discuss the positive spin-offs from that, but he challenges us as an industry when it comes to money laundering and compliance in general, that exiting the FATF's grey list is good news. We can and should be far more ambitious than that. And I do agree with that. Other interesting pieces of news relating to trends is an article from Alan Gray, which discusses the 5 key trends shaping our investment landscape. And this is over the coming years. And some interesting news there on consumer spending and what is directing consumer spending, and as investors, where that directs or points to where we should be investing our assets. While we're talking about consumer spending, I need to point you to an article published from the Financial Ombud, the National Financial Ombud, around the worrying levels of escalating debt and what they refer to as delinquent debt, meaning that these are loans or non-bank loans that are more than 3 months in arrears. And there's been an increase in that statistic up to 43% in their latest findings. Now, this points to a desperate South African consumer who is looking for money to pay off various expenses or to make ends meet at the end of the month. And the National Financial Ombud, or the NFO, is warning consumers and issues a number of guidelines that consumers should be aware of or should follow when taking out credit or when accessing credit. It points to some interesting research that I've published on our publications podium this week, and really 2 pieces of information. The first is from Debtbusters and their financial stress tracker, which once you've read the NFO's article, Debtbusters' article will make perfect sense, and the other way around. And the second piece of research is coming out of Old Mutual, which is their annual savings and investment monitor. Both of those pieces of research talk to a more positive financial consumer or South African, but escalating levels of debt. And some interesting research coming out of the Old Mutual survey when it comes to what members of retirement funds use their 2-pot withdrawals for, how members are saving for their retirement and for other eventualities, and a very interesting piece of that report that deals with education and the saving for education. The reality is that we do see individuals, a large amount of individuals accessing their 2-pot withdrawals to in fact fund education expenses. And more interesting for me this week was the finding that 1 in 10 South Africans have actually changed their child's school so that they are able to make ends meet financially at the end of every month. Now, that's quite a worrying statistic if you think about moving your child. It may cause some upheaval, particularly for the individual if they enjoy their school. And it really talks to the benefit of EBNet's Kids Hub or Kids Menu that you can find on our website. So we launched that last week, but just to remind you, you can go and interact with some of the products that are available in the South African market to help you save for your children's education, but also to teach them how to save. And there are a couple of interesting financial literacy videos that are age appropriate for your children to teach them some of the important lessons when it comes to their own money and earning it, saving it, and indeed investing it. What is fun about the page is the competition that is sponsored by Easy Equities. And there are 5 Easy Equity accounts to win every month between now and the end of the year. And thank you for those of you who have entered. The support has been really fantastic. So thank you to those of you who have entered for this month. And please keep entering. It's a great opportunity for your children to interact with these important investments. So that's our Kids Hub. You can go check that out. You can go and check out those 2 pieces of research I refer to on our publications page.
EBNet is proud to bring you top quality content from experts across the financial services industry in South Africa and internationally for free. Your support helps us in doing this. All we ask is that you subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Share this video with others you think will benefit from it, and give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content. That way you help us help you. Thank you from the team at EBNet. For more great content, please visit www.ebnet.co.za.
While you're busy looking through the website, take a turn past EBNet Stream, where there are 2 interviews I want to bring to your attention. The first is our exec meet and greet this week with Tracy Davies, who is the executive director at Just Share, which is a non-profit organization who really focus on shareholder activism. And what they do is they purchase 1 or 2 or a couple of shares in various organizations, and then they go and interrogate the business practices and the investment principles of those businesses, and go and check out the governance, some equality and fairness issues in there as well. And Tracy really is a passionate activist, and she shares some of her journey and some of her learnings with us. The other interesting video that you must go check out, or interview that you must watch, is with Yolisa Squinchy. She is the executive of information technology at the EPPF, and she shares their journey to cyber compliance or compliance with the recent Joint Standard 2 of 2024, setting out the requirements for retirement funds and financial institutions when it comes to cybersecurity and resilience. Now, we chatted to the FSCA earlier in the week, and they are not apologetic about expecting compliance with this joint standard. And what Yolisa does is she takes you through some of their learnings and some of their practical experience when implementing their compliance protocols, and definitely some things that you can learn there. What we can look forward to? Well, today is the 1st of August, meaning we start celebrating Women's Month from today. And at EBNet, we are putting together one of our very enjoyable, in-the-moment live webinars with a panel of fantastic women, and really looking to explore what it means to be female, and what it means to be a woman in our current work environment from a very different lens. And when we do release who our panelists are, you'll see what I mean, and really a different way of looking at it. So that's a wrap from us at EBNet for this week, and I look forward to chatting to you next week.